Hello, we are going to start the discussion related to Chapter 17, which is the endocrine system. And as we've already been talking about, the key to understanding medical terminology and anatomy and physiology is being able to break medical terms down into their elements, prefixes, combining forms, also known as roots, and suffixes. And the prefixes and the suffixes, they help to modify the word root, and then the word root with a combining vowel, we refer to that as the combining form. So when we talk about the endocrine system, we say crino, for example, is the word root, and endo is within. Crino means to secrete. And when we're talking about the endocrine system is going to secrete hormones directly into the bloodstream. Okay, so that's where we have the term secretion as part of our word root. And then endo, again, means within. And as I said, hormones get secreted right into the bloodstream. So the endocrine system, if we were to take the word endocrine, it literally means secrete within. And what are we secreting within? We're secreting hormones within the blood vessels. Now, the term gland, that is a Latin term, and it literally means acorn. And so we have several major glands within the endocrine system. The major glands include the pituitary, the thyroid and parathyroid, the adrenal glands, the pancreas, and the testes and the ovaries in the male. Now, the pituitary gland is known as the master gland. It is going to control the other hormones released by the various glands of the endocrine system. The pituitary gland is under the control of the nervous system, and specifically the hypothalamus of the nervous system. And so this gland, the pituitary, the master gland, is going to secrete what are called regulatory hormones. And we're going to discuss those in more depth here in just a few minutes. But the hypothalamus is going to keep its regulatory functions, the regulatory functions of the pituitary gland, in check with what the body needs. So ultimately, the hypothalamus, because it's part of the nervous system, and we're going to find out that the nervous system is our quick-acting communication system within the body, is going to keep the pituitary gland in check and only secrete the regulatory hormones that are necessary in response to the internal environment of the body or what's going on outside of the body. Our hormones that the pituitary gland are going to affect are ultimately going to give us something that is a more slow to occur but permanent final outcome. So for example, if the pituitary gland secretes a hormone like growth hormone, okay, that regulates muscle size and it regulates bone length. Well, that effect takes a little bit of time to occur. Kids grow very quickly, but they don't just grow overnight. But again, it does grow relatively slowly in compared to the rapid changes carried out by the nervous system, and the changes in height are going to be permanent compared to not so permanent changes which typically occur when the nervous system is the main communication system. But again, the major glands of the endocrine system include the pituitary gland, which is the master gland. It's going to secrete hormones which regulate other functions of the body and regulate other glands to secrete hormones when the time is correct. The pituitary gland is under the hypothalamus of the nervous system. The hypothalamus kind of acts as a go-between between the endocrine system and the nervous system. Okay? These two systems are our communication systems in the body, with the endocrine system being slower to occur, and the changes may very well be permanent. The nervous system changes occur relatively quickly due to changes in our internal environment or changes that we're subjected to from the outside environment. And so the hypothalamus acts as a go-between between the nervous system and the endocrine system. Major glands of the of the endocrine system include the thyroid, parathyroid, adrenal, pancreas, testes, and ovaries. And then getting back to the very beginning, we said that the endocrine system is made up of the combining form crino, which means to secrete, endo, which means within. And if we were to make a definition for endo by just using its elements, we would say that the term literally means to secrete within. And we can further elaborate and say that the endocrine system secretes hormones within the blood vessels. And the blood vessels in turn carry those hormones to what are called target cells. In Latin, gland literally means acorn. And that kind of makes sense. A lot of our glands strategically placed throughout the body are roughly the size of an acorn. And so these acorn-sized glands, though not very big, can secrete hormones, and the amount of hormone that they secrete oftentimes is only enough to cover the end of a pin, but because it's in our bloodstream and it's so effective in carrying out the body's needs, that little bit secreted from an acorn-sized gland in the body oftentimes produces quite profound effects. Now, in terms of covering our lesson for the week, I want to give you some of the highlights